Fan sues NFL for $100 million over Shedeur Sanders draft slide. More after this. Hello everyone and welcome back to ABG's Point of View, where I give you my analysis on the most popular topics in the world today. Today's video, we have a NFL fan suing the NFL for $100 million over Shedeur Sanders and his draft sliding. Before I dive into the details of the video, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to ABG's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. Bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over. Similar to yourself. I'm on normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. I'm diving in. A Colorado football fan identified as John Doe filed a $100 million lawsuit against the NFL, citing emotional distress caused by Shedeur Sanders' unexpected selection in the 2025 NFL Draft. The lawsuit alleges that NFL teams colluded to pass on Sanders, violating the Sherman Antitrust Act, and claims a potential racial element to the decision. The plaintiff, 55-year-old logistics company owner, argues that Sanders' draft slide caused him significant emotional harm and frustration. While the lawsuit is widely considered as frivolous, it will likely require the NFL to allocate resources to its defense, offering a small victory for the plaintiff regardless of the outcome. Okay, that was a brief breakdown on the actual story. What I'll do is I'll put the link in the description. That way you can read the entire story in your own time. All right, so let's start from the top. We all know that Shedeur Sanders, he slid in the NFL draft and he ended up getting picked in the 5th round when everyone was saying he should have got picked in the 1st round. He ended up ultimately being the 144th pick to the Cleveland Browns, right? So, okay. It's not a bad spot for the simple fact that you're still in the NFL, okay? Yes, you slid in the draft, right? And we all know that the owners colluded to work against Sanders, causing him to slide and purposely doing so to prove a point. It wanted to prove a point that they, the owners, still run the show, and that B, this loud, brash young man is not going to come into our league telling us what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and, when, what, where, and how, things are going to happen here in our league. Essentially, it's the owners' league, not the players' league. Now, granted, you can kind of say something like that, but then in the grand scheme of things, it's really a players' league. Because without the players, you ain't got no league at the end of the day. So, they do have the leverage that they need to actually, kind of do what they need to do. Now, in Shedeur's case, he was a little loud, a little brash, you know what I'm saying? And usually when you hear people like that, it's kind of like what they call it, cornerback and, D-back energy, you know what I'm saying? Usually the quarterback got to come in and be kind of low-key humble. This is how I'm going to listen, this is how we're going to do this, how we're going to do that. And we'll follow suit the way the game plan is going. You can't be that loud, brash dude like Johnny Manziel, come out here, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He ain't lasting the league that long. And ironically, I just seen all these brash dudes end up in Cleveland, where a lot of people say that quarterbacks go to die. He ain't even get a life yet, and they say he's dying right away. So I think the kid will work hard, we got to get to, and do what he needs to do. Now, as far as this story is concerned, we got a fan, 55-year-old logistics company owner who's actually suing the NFL, right? Now, I think part of this has to do with, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? He's saying it caused emotional distress, and he came up with the Sherman Antitrust Act, right? So why would it stress you out? You know what I'm saying? You have no bearing as to say where this kid goes and where he doesn't goes, right? But I'm gonna break it down for you guys. Where I think all this is coming from, A, he an owner, okay? B, he probably put a couple dollars up on one of these betting sites, whether it be ESPN Bet, DraftKings, or FanDuel, one of these betting sites, and you get a chance to bet and pick this kid going to this round, that round, or whatever. And if you're right, then you won some money, right? So he could have picked, hey, Shedeur Sanders is going in the first round, probably put $1 million on it, and keep it moving. End of the day, my man lost the bet. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just guessing, outside the box. I'm just thinking outside the box as to why someone would sue the NFL for $100 million. A random fan for $100 million. It would have to be because they lost some money, okay? And, I get it. He's not part of, this guy's not part of the Sanders, clan, clique, however you want to, classify him, family. And at the end of the day, you don't want people playing with your brain, right? So how me and you can relate to being someone playing with our brain, our last name. You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody coming in here saying, Jack, Joe, Jill, Mary, they ain't worth nothing. They trash. They this, they that. You know what I'm saying? No, we're gonna show them. We're gonna show them. You know what I'm saying? Like a perfect example could be, let's just say myself, right? And let's just say that, I work at a job. I'm considered a ladies' man. You know what I'm saying? But I got the knowledge and the skills to get the job done. And I'm thinking about becoming a supervisor. So, I'm still known across the company as the ladies' man. All the chicks that come in, I talk to them. I'm, Mr. Smooth guy. You know what I'm saying? Treating them to lunch and taking them out here, there, whatever. And, now my name is going across the board as the ladies' man. Well, I got the skills and talent to do the job, right? You know what I mean? And everybody on the floor is sitting there saying, hey, he's the ladies' man. You know what I'm saying? He can't do it. This, that, and the third, it's going to interfere with what he's got to do. You know what I'm saying? He becomes a supervisor, then he's going to try to use his position, as a position of power, okay? And try to do something in the long run to kind of, for him to get some type of gain off of it or whatever, right? And so you sitting there and you're like, well, wait a minute. This ain't fair. You know what's going on. Somebody call you for the position. Hey, we got a position for you. We can make you a supervisor. Bet. That's what you wanted. You wanted to move the ladder. Okay, good. I'm in there. And then, they hang out and say, well, you got to still wait for a few minutes. And then somebody really do call you back and say that you really do have a job as a supervisor, but it's not a job as a supervisor in corporate America in the office. It's a job on the floor with the rest of the, workers, and you responsible for supervising the trash cans. You're going to feel some kind of way about that. You really going to feel some kind of way. At least you're a supervisor. Yeah, you cool, but of the trash cans, like I went to school and got a degree, and I got all the skills and everything I need to have. Okay, now you play on my brain. Now you trying to make it seem like, the fact that I talk to the ladies, I'm the ladies' man here or there, that's going to affect my job. That's not going to affect my job. But yet, and still, you think it's going to affect my job. So everybody, every supervisor that's been there before me, coming along saying that, and this is how that works. And it's just like, it's not fair because now you tainting my name. You know what I'm saying? Bring in Shedeur Sanders. They're tainting his name. You know what I'm saying? So the fan felt like he needed to speak up for the family, whatever. He really didn't have to speak up for the family because Deion and them got plenty of money. Okay, they good. They brand. They got endorsements, everything. So you forget Deion Must Be the Money. That was his song. It came out, okay, when he first came out. So his sons fall right in the suit. They're all gonna be taken care of. They ain't gotta worry about money. They always gonna have money. So it's like, I think this story was more about this man betting so much money, okay, and he lost the money in the long run because of the NFL colluding. So now he's coming out with all different types of, laws and acts and all that kind of stuff to kind of try to fit his case as to, and then try to get some money. You know what I'm saying? Now, in my opinion, if the NFL takes this case and if they run with this case and the guy in this case gets some traction, I feel like if they had to settle out of court for a certain amount of money, if you settle out of court for a penny, okay, the fan is up and he got what he came for, right? He may not, I'm just saying hypothetically a penny, but obviously it's for more money than that. He's talking about $100 million. So if they say we settle out of court for $1 million, my man be like, all right, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It was a shame that happened to Shedeur, but it's starting to really affect a lot of other people outside of just his camp. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure this kid that moved on, he's gonna do what he gotta do and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But other people still hurt. Like I said, people bet big money on these type of things. You know what I'm saying? They lose money and then now they're looking to get that money back. It's like, damn, let the chips fall where they may. You know what I'm saying? You playing games with him. He should have been here instead of here, and then, it didn't happen like that. So now I'm out of a couple dollars. Now, don't take this to be the gospel of Jesus Christ, okay? I'm just telling you what I'm thinking while we're a fan, okay, of the game, sue and have any reason to sue. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that he lost money. That's why I truly think that he lost some money in gambling. So, and it has something to do with the draft order, the draft process, and things of that nature. So, but I don't know. What do you say? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Sound off in the comment section below. If you like what you heard, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button as well. Bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over, similar to yourself. I'm one of my subscribers. Thanks for coming back. All my new subscribers, welcome. Welcome to AG's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. It brings these videos over to people that want to see the video, that are interested in topics like this, and not just sports, more or less current events. You know what I'm saying? If you're into current events, it's the channel for you. So go and give me a sub, hit the like button, push these videos out, possibly share these videos, on your social media platforms. That way, I can get some more traction and we can get some more people over here to talk about what we like to talk about, current events. So come visit me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, all my social media platforms, merch store, and that's basically it. I love you guys. I thank you for watching the video this far, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
To the scene, I gotta get to the bag now. I can't be chasing on these. They getting, they feeling and dragged down. That's why they just crash out. Stuck in the cell and this man down. Life getting gone in a flash now. Fitting in, I'ma stand out. I done seen these crash out. They some baby boys, I'm the man now. They was questioning, make them fans now. I'm the best in my league and that's hands down, understand.